We're live. You guys, I've tried everything to get my Wi-Fi to look better. I've upgraded 3 times. Plus, I've used my 4G network, and unfortunately, in the very beginning of my streams, it's sort of pixelated. It doesn't look like that when I'm speaking to you guys right now, but it is that way. So until I figure out better live streaming solutions, it's especially where because my router is right there. So especially where my apartment, the angle of it is, it just makes everything suck. So bear with me with the quality, because someone's like, oh my God, Stephanie, you should have better quality. Now with the better camera, I'm like, bro, live streams are with your laptop or with your phone. So that's what you get. All right, guys, so looks like the comments aren't showing up. Let's see. Okay, now they're visible. Okay, so you guys, they were not visible for a second. Maybe that's good because I need to get to the point. So I wanted to talk about dirty keto. What's up, everyone? So let's talk about dirty keto and the good, bad, and the ugly. There's no good. I want to talk about different types of things so you guys really understand. Like, can you get into ketosis with all of these horrible foods, but on keto for 5 weeks and have lost 20 pounds? So 5 weeks, a lot of that's water, not to disillusion you, but less stuff's about the truth. Okay? I'm about the truth. So with that said, there are beta-hydroxybutyrate salts, not my favorite. Now, they might have some neuro benefits, but get you into ketosis? No. Beta-hydroxybutyrate salts, so there's a lot of this keto OS and keto whatever. And now everybody's like adding these salts to their products, and it's absolute garbage. Then we have, back in the day, we had the bulletproof coffee, and people were using a lot of brain octane, and they thought that would put them into ketosis. That doesn't either. Hold on, let me lift this business up. I'm going to do a short stream because long streams people have a hard time to. Oh, it's 2 hours long and they don't want to click on it. I swear I'm getting younger. Thank you. Yes, I mean, yeah, I appreciate that. So funny how that's the comment my brain saw. But yeah, I would never, ever change my decision to do keto straight for 11 years with no refeeds. And I'm kind of like my own experiment, but with the dirty keto things. So I really want you guys to not listen or purchase or buy now. I mentioned, I think in the last stream, that every single day I get emailed trying to get me to start an affiliate partnership with these keto products, which makes me feel like they're so desperate, the fear of the keto trend dying, and they're thirsty, and they'll say things like, hi Stephanie, we really love your channel. And I'm like, you don't watch my channel because all I do is put down products like this. So it's shameful, it's embarrassing. And people could really benefit for the, you might have to recycle some of these questions. Thank you. You're addicted to peanuts at a party, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is if anything with keto that's in a package, it's not ketogenic. One of my clients got sick on a keto bar. She had to go to the hospital because there was all these ingredients. One of the ingredients made her sick. And so basically, you guys, if you have any type of issues, sensitivities, better to just eat clean keto. And things like coconut oil, I should have really just talked about the coconut oil and the MCT oil and the brain octane, especially with the MCT oil and the brain octane is absolute nonsense. It does not put you into ketosis. And if you look at all the videos out there on the YouTube stratosphere, no one is saying that they're in ketosis on coconut oil or MCT oil or brain octane. So people are like, yes, I have my keto coffee and I put my MCT oil in it, and then they don't get better. And unfortunately, I don't remember the person who said I lost 20 pounds in 5 weeks, and I really don't like those comments because I don't care about weight loss. I don't care. I care to know what's really going on with your total health. So the problem is with the whole weight loss obsession. You guys know I'm 51 years of age, and so I've been listening to this nonsense since the 70s about this whole weight loss ridiculousness. And it's like your body cannot, okay, you guys, none of the products, your body can, so there is no good. It's just, the only thing that's good about keto products is the addiction to them for the short term, right? That serotonin bump. But the bad and the ugly is that some of these ingredients can actually, in some people, especially with histamine issues, send you to the hospital. It won't create more ketones, and a lot of them have like xylitol and maltodextrin and all of the and nuts in them and almond flour. You cannot adapt on almond flour. And I'm cooking some salmon, baking it. Just gotta make sure it's not overcooked. Hold on. And there's a friggin' helicopter above. I'm gonna turn this off for now because I don't want to overcook my salmon while I do this stream. Don't forget to like up the stream, guys. Focus. This is what happens when the sun goes down. My camera doesn't focus, so that's another annoying thing. So I will get rid of this one soon and get in like an S10 when they come out. But don't forget to collapse the X in the little right corner. Collapse, hit the thumbs up, and then you'll see these icons at the bottom of your screen. And one will say live chat, and you hit that. It'll bring you back to the chat if you guys don't know how to like up the stream. Yeah, it's 7 tonight. Awesome. So awesome. Say awesome. So. I don't want you to buy any of these products. So in the beginning it was like, don't eat cheese, don't eat nuts, don't drink coffee. People are like, why? Why can't I drink coffee? Why can't I eat cheese? And I'm like, I've been talking about this for years now. I mean, obviously, you guys don't understand. There's very little amounts of casein and whey in butter. It's mostly fat, right? So people are responding to Dirty Keto is eating cheat items like cheese, nuts, soda, coffee, and bars and shakes and chips and flax crackers and chocolate bars and keto shakes and keto peptide, collagen, blah blah blah. And they're doing the collagen powders, and they're doing the beta hydroxybutyrate salts, and they're doing the coffees, the teas, the elixirs, and I get these freaking emails every day of garbage. And it's like, and I do consultations every day. And when I do these consultations, and then people are doing every trend. You guys are doing every trend. You're doing the intermittent fasting, you're doing the bulletproof coffee, you're doing the MCT oil and the brain octane and all the keto products and protein shakes and almond flour junk and the carb replacements, and you're not adapting. And it doesn't seem like people know just because you lose weight means almost nothing when you do keto. Keto, knowing if you're adapted, has really nothing to do with your weight loss, because all you have to do is low carb, high fat, and drop your insulin, and you can drop water and muscle and some fat. But that's not going to make you healthy, you guys. You guys have to know your current health at the moment. So every day everybody has problems. Today's woman was histamine intolerance times 1,000. And literally every single thing she's been eating, she's like, my face swells, my legs swell, I feel sick, I get itchy, my scalp is itching. I'm like, girl, you have histamine intolerance so bad. I'm like, we got to go keto carnivore. Like, it's just not. Like, you tried, it didn't work, and you have issues. She's going into premenopause too soon. I can't. When I'm at the gym, I'll be training with young guys, and half of them are like shaking, like there's something wrong with their central nervous system. I think you're mineral deficient. You guys have to understand. You don't want dirty keto. You want to get things like liver, like tongue, like kidney for the diamine oxidase production. You guys have issues with histamine. This will help your histamine production. You guys need to get your HCl levels in balance, or else you can't even digest the stupid fat. And the stupid fat. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah is saying again to like up the chat, collapse the chat window, and then hit the thumbs up, and then see the chat, there's like icons on the bottom of your screen. Hit that and it'll reopen the chat back up. So don't forget to like up the stream. So I'm about to address you guys' comments and bounce. Turn off my salmon. Yeah. And I want to do the stream before the sun goes down. Now, the things that you really want to do to adapt is avoid dirty keto. I'm actually going to do a proper video on it when I have time, but I really like to do the live streams because I can interact with my audience. But if you're doing keto and you're eating cheese, eating nuts, caffeine, bars, shakes, collagen powder, keto teas, bread, what's her face's bakery, none of this is ketotic, especially the almond flour. Xylitol, you can do stevia, you can't do xylitol, you can't do maltitol, you can't do anything with maltodextrin in it. You can't eat sweet fruits, you can't have berries on a ketogenic diet, because if your body's sensing the glucose, then it'll block the viability of the ketones and you will start to have blood sugar dysregulation. So I'm going to hit your guys' comments and questions because I see that the sun is going down. Let's see, is keto carnivore only fatty meats, no veggies? Exactly. So keto carnivore is not just fatty meats, it's adding fat to your plate. You can't just do a fatty ribeye. You won't get enough fat, your electrolytes will get low, you won't get enough of the zinc and copper and A and K2 from just eating the meat. You have to have organ meats or you're not going to feel good on a carnivore diet. And you have to get your fats over 200. You just cut out everything that's a plant, including spices, for keto carnivore. Let me see, I've gone old school with the unsweetened Kool-Aid and stevia. I wouldn't do Kool-Aid, that's a chemical. Nope, sorry, drink some water, people. Do some ginger water if you can and don't have a reaction to ginger. While eating kefir-friendly snacks. No, there's not going to be, if it's a snack, the bacteria is not even going to survive. It's already dead, and by the time it hits your stomach, it's not going to survive your stomach. So no, please don't. If I read kefir right. Polar also moderate for Stephanie. Okay, so do you recommend spirulina? No, I don't. I mean, look, if you're gonna do any type of algae like spirulina, or why are you doing spirulina anyway? If you're doing spirulina or chlorella, then you have to do really well-sourced algae, because that algae could have a lot of junk in it, and then that junk's gonna get in you. I'm not a big proponent of supplements. I'm not a big proponent of vitamin D or multivitamins. Those are the worst. Like there's this woman, she's like, you've been talking so much about the toxicity of vitamin D in supplementation form. She's like, please tell everybody that I damaged my kidneys taking vitamin D supplementation for 2 years recommended by her doctor. So you guys, be very, very careful with all these like medications and supplements and all this nonsense. See, does weight training allow you to adapt faster? In some ways, yes, because when you have muscle, right, when you have more lean mass, you're going to have more mitochondrial activity within the muscle cell, but also you're going to have more GLUT4 receptor development, which is going to uptake that glucose. So people are like, oh, I want to see what you eat in a day, and I'm like, but you don't understand. If I ate too much protein, my body's going to take that extra, what my body cannot digest and use protein wise will turn into glucose. That's what protein does, and my body can take that excess glucose from protein and use it in the muscle, right, on all the insulin receptors in the muscle, the GLUT4 receptors. So I'm able to have, if I ate something and somebody snuck in some sugar in there, my blood sugar is not going to go crazy at all. Number one, I've done keto for a long time, so my body really knows how to access the ketones and continue to use the ketones, and then I can clear out that glucose. Because if your body senses glucose within the bloodstream and it begins to spike, then your body's going to immediately start wanting to use glucose and not ketones. And what you guys don't understand is just because you use a glucometer and you have ketones present in the blood does not mean you're adapted. So we really need to know the difference between the two. And I'm sorry, the sun's going down, so the quality of stream is probably getting worse. What's a good source of vitamin D on a vegetarian diet? Egg yolks, butter. Yeah, there you go. Oh, krill, if you eat fish. But you know what? I wouldn't do vegetarian diet. Not with all the stuff I'm learning, y'all. You know, why would you deprive yourself of organ meats? Why would you deprive yourself of fish oils? Because a lot of vegetarians don't eat fish. So with omega-3s, so y'all need to be careful. Okay. Today I was in the gym. I was like talking to a young guy. I said, look at the sea of all these people. We're in LA. This is the beautiful people land. And I'm like, look at how sick everybody looks. And they're mostly young. Most of the people in the gym are under 35. I was like, look how sick. He's like, oh, you're so right, Steph. You guys don't mess with your health. I'm telling you. And if you do keto, you want to do keto the right way because it will damage your health. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a bodybuilder or an athlete or obese or thin or skinny fat or like from LA. I don't care. If you're from the South, child, I don't care. If you do it the wrong way, you're going to get messed up. Period. What do you tell people who are doing keto but not buying grass-fed meats or pastured eggs because they can't afford it? So that's a really great question. I should do a video just on that. I will do some like pre-made videos and upload them because obviously if I make a video, the quality is going to be better than the live stream. I just like to live stream. But if you're doing corn-fed, now the problem is some people who've got histamine issues and leaky gut cannot tolerate corn-fed beef. They can't. But if they have pastured beef, they don't have an allergic reaction to it. The histamine reaction isn't as bad because often these caged, sick, corn-fed cows, their meat is rotten and hormone injected. It's their meat is rotten. But I'm gonna tell you this. I've traveled all over the world. You guys go back to my video catalog. You see me all over South Africa and Africa and friggin', Australia and Bali and China and freaking Cambodia and Europe and, South America and Ecuador. Like, you've seen me all over the place. Oh, and Iceland. And I've been to some really poor countries in my life. I lived in an African village for 2 months many, many years ago. In a village, there was no tourists. It was just me and a village people. And, the problem is that we think that keto and pastured is too expensive. But if you actually go and try to find, it depends on where you live in the world, because some places will have a farm. Look for farms. Just don't go to the supermarket. It is cheaper to get at least organic eggs or cage-free. If you can't get pastured chickens, it's going to be just a little bit more to get cage-free. I would not ever purchase beef that is not grass-fed because cows cannot eat corn. They can't. They're just sick. So just strike that. If you're going to eat pork or you're going to eat chicken, at least they can handle corn a little bit more. Hopefully you can find chickens that are fed like organic corn. But let's see. What do you tell people who are doing? Okay, read that. So I would say I would rather have you eat keto with not the healthiest animal than eating the standard American diet. But at the same time, you have to mind your electrolytes. You have to make sure that you're getting enough of these micronutrients and some properties, because plants are, you're not talking about carnivore, you're talking about keto. If you're going to do a low carb, high fat, by the way, you guys, I have a keto course. I got to say this before I go off. I have a keto course. It's really cheap. It's $15 a month. So you can go on there and check it out for a month if you want to see how it goes. Because if you go online with what's that girl's name? Brittany Dawn or something like that. She was selling her fitness or meal plans for like up to $300. Okay, $15 to learn about this kind of stuff. Yesterday I did post, Deborah's just... Whoever's trying to troll me, it's not working, child. You're just wasting type time because Deborah's on it. Yesterday I did a post about estrogen dominance. A lot of people who are gaining weight and losing weight on keto don't realize they're having issues with their lymphatic system. A lot of people are holding on to water in their kidneys. And also estrogen. So estrogen will make you swell if you're estrogen dominant. If you do keto the wrong way, it can make you, look, it's getting darker and darker. If you're doing keto the wrong way, it can put you in this sort of issues with your DHEA, your pregnenolone DHEA, and your reproductive hormones. And women, the estrogen just, that's why a lot of women on keto end up having bleeding a lot or losing their period if they do keto the wrong way with all these dirty keto products. And I'm not kidding, you guys. It's not a joke. Like, women, you're going to have, and men, it can just drop your testosterone like that. So you guys have to be careful to stay off these dirty keto products. Okay, vegetarian, not good for me. Let's see. Do you eat alkaline? What? Do you only eat alkaline besides the meat? No. Why would I do that? Why would I eat alkaline? No. Some things must be fire in the body. No. I'm not going to do an alkaline. That's weird anyway. You mean, do I eat mostly healthy? Yes. Except when I travel, then sometimes you can't avoid it. Like you can't avoid getting like some of this stuff. You see, you look great. Light is good. No, light is crap. My husband and I just had liver for dinner and it's delicious. It's great. You know, I was talking to this Israeli guy at the gym and I was like, we were talking about like his body and some issues. I said, don't you eat liver in Israel? He's like, totally. I grew up on it. I think it's amazing. And I think that's the problem with our culture. Everything's so sterilized. So when when it comes to the organ meats, I get full on adults going like, oh my God, it's like, and I'm just shocked because people are sick. You guys are sick. You guys out there, you have issues. We all do. So why are we talking dirty keto? You won't adapt on dirty keto, so forget that. And then it's just a trend, and then keto will die because you won't get the results. You lose weight, then you plateau. I mean, people did that on the HCCG diet. Okay, Terry, I think she was still learning then. What did Terry say? Let's see what Terry. Steph, I've been watching old videos and you don't start out. Exactly. Old videos. I'm not even the same person in my life, in my body, in my health, as you see old videos. Like, old videos are just references to show you how long I've been doing this. But old videos are old videos. Like, what I've learned, you guys, is that, you know, it's like all science, all things related to health, all these people are doing all these different diets, and people are like, you know, oh, there hasn't been a vegan and carnivore enough of the studies between the two versus each other, for example, or even a ketogenic diet. These types of research or studies, there haven't been long enough studies done to really make a conclusive understanding, and you really have to do things the right way. I was working with a client who was an adult who was having adult seizures, and I can't stand when my social media starts going off because it ruins the stream. And she was with John Hopkins. I've spoken about her before, and they couldn't get her to adapt. Like, she was with a ketogenic dietitian at John Hopkins Hospital, and also with one of the top neuroscientists, and they told her to go off of the keto. What they had her eat were cheese, and she was eating whole chickens. Just the worst thing. She wasn't adapting. She was having issues. They told her to go off because they thought that the ketogenic diet. And this is going on like 3-4 years ago that I coached her, and they told her to go off because they thought that the ketogenic diet couldn't be done for the long term, which nothing makes sense. They didn't explain why. And then ultimately she went to me and she stopped her seizures, and she coached it. I worked with her like 6 times over a year. Seizures stopped, and boom, boom, boom. So even these doctors really don't understand how does this work over the long term. And I've been doing this for so long. And as you guys can see through my video catalog, where one day I was talking about who knows what, and energy. And now, years later, I'm understanding what's going on. All processed oil poison, including olive. Yes, it can be to some varying degree. But, you know, people saying like certain types of olive oil, I think California or Italian or something like that. I'm not really sure, so don't peg me on it. If it's not being used, if it's not being cooked with, that it might have some beneficial properties, because plants have some type of cleansing beneficial properties to them. Like people are talking about spirulina and chlorella for, let's say, you know, the chlorella is a great chelator of heavy metals. Do you recommend flaxseed pancakes? No, I don't recommend fake keto, even though I'm making a book that has a ton of fake flax stuff. You know, it just sucks because I'm trying to do a very comprehensive, very detailed book about your guys' autoimmunity, your health issues, or athletes who want to improve their performance, and people want to have longevity and get healthy and be like, yes, honey, it's a great day, but I have to include recipes or else people won't buy the book. People are so food addicted. So what I'm going to do is break it all down into, you know, if you have this symptom, this is a nightshade, this is a saponin, this is a lectin. So look out for symptoms if you choose to do faux carbs, but it's definitely not mine. And I will say that in my own book. This is not my choice for you guys to go down and do these recipes. This is like a holiday thing. This is like a special event. But don't do faux carbs every day, even though I have videos of me doing faux carbs. I don't think you understand alkalinity, right? There's different parts of our body that must be acidic and certain parts of us that are alkaline. Our blood is alkaline. Our stomach has to be acidic. So when you're saying like you're not into alkalinity, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Sorry. Your body has different parts of acidity and alkaline and the mix between the two, like your saliva or your skin, right? You have to have acidity on the skin so you can kill bacteria. Your stomach has to be totally acidic, or else you're going to have pathogens grow out of control because it's going to kill off nastiness, right? So we've got our small intestine, which is more alkaline, and like the vagina has to be between the two, and the bunghole. So be careful with the terminology, is what I'm saying. Best fats is animal fats, period. So you guys, it's getting so dark. It's time for me to go. I just wanted to do a quick live stream. We got 100 people in the house. When you have 100 people on the stream, you want to stay longer. You're like, oh, I got 100 people. But I realize people on the replay don't like long streams. So you guys, we got 100 people in the house. Let's see if we can get a little bit more likes. To draw people to my channel, also you guys, my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. So I'm constantly pumping out information there every day. Doing live streams and even making videos for YouTube is so time consuming. And as you guys know, I run a full business on my own, and I do a lot of free work and put out content for people. So it just feels like I never have any time, and I just started getting people to help me with certain things. To book a consultation with Stephanie, go to her website, which is stephanieperson.com. So Deborah wrote that to remind you guys that I also do consultations. And to date, everybody's stoked. People get excited. They're like, I want to do a follow-up. People are really, really excited. So I feel really, at this juncture of my life, at 51 years of age, and been on the internet talking keto strong for about 7 years, and doing keto for 11, and sticking with this thing, and not promoting fat loss programs and dirty keto products and getting with affiliate programs. I haven't done that. It makes my social media and everything much smaller. Somebody said on my Instagram today, oh, it's too bad that you don't have a bigger social media audience. And I'm like, I could. All I have to do is be in a bikini and put my butt in the camera and talk about my 90-day keto weight loss program. I could. I just choose not to. I could have way better quality everything. You guys have a really expensive camera to film videos, but I don't have time to film and edit them. So I'm just trying to get the information out as I'm learning about it. You guys know I'm learning a lot about histamine intolerance. You guys know I'm learning a lot about leaky gut. You know I'm learning about the hormones in our bodies. You know that I'm learning about all these different systems and how people are really messed up. And something as simple as you guys didn't realize that over-exercising can overstimulate the adrenals. And also people don't understand that the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and thyroid connection. And a lot of men, their testosterone is low. I mean, this is not a joke. I go to the gym and there's all these guys in their 20s and they're flat. Their estrogen is too high. They're exposed to too many xenoestrogens. They're going bald. They don't understand. They don't get it. And I'm trying to tell you guys this stuff. Keto is just the bonus. But you really just got to learn about the body. Dirty keto kept me from, and Deborah saying, dirty keto kept keeping me from my progress. I don't see any improvement of health until I went straight keto for the last 2 years, which is so true. So you guys clean up everything. It's amazing. And now you guys know I've been talking about organ meats for 6 months straight for all of these nutritional breakdown benefits, right? With the retinol for the vitamin A and the vitamin D and the vitamin C and the zinc and the copper and the selenium, and there's so many. I mean, it's just amazing. Like me doing liver for the last 6 months, I was like, oh my God, I can see 10 times better. And I'm not even joking. I've got glasses with pinholes to retrain my eyes. You guys know I'm doing a lot of stuff to retrain my eyes. Even though I have 20/20, I'm getting older. All of a sudden, I'm looking at something and my eyes are like sharp. It's crazy. Crazy how important, how amazing liver has changed my life. Oh yeah, the pregnancy. So I will do a stream straight on pregnancy. So I'm not going to talk about it now because I'm about to go off the stream right now. But I'll talk about it. I have a course page with women who've done keto and through my career of coaching and consulting and all that stuff. But on the course page right now, there's a few women who are like, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. She goes, I don't have kids. So people are like, do you have kids? No, I don't have kids because I would not live in the shoebox if I did. But then again, I'm so old that if I had kids when I was younger, they'd be like, they would be like out in the world by now. So that's true. I always forget how old I am. When you're rich and more famous after your book release, please don't forsake us on here. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm 51. I'm never gonna change. I think I was saying this last stream that I dropped my car off somewhere and then went to go pick it up another day, and so I took an Uber to go get my car, and the guy was like, what kind of car do you drive? And I was like, well, what car do you think I drive? He's like, a Mercedes. And I was like, no, I'm not a luxury car. I'm not. I never will be. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't have to live in the shoebox, but I live in the shoebox. You know, I could go and put stuff on credit and waste money. I just don't care. I literally don't care. The older I get, the more I realize that certain things just don't matter anymore. By the way, before I end this stream, I want to let you know I had this consultation with this woman, and I felt she was a little bit, a little bit sardonic, a little bit pedantic, a little bit, just dark in her energy. She'd been through a lot, and I was trying to crack that shell. I was trying to get her to laugh because sometimes I'll act silly in a live stream in the consultation. If some consultation to get people to lighten up, they're like, I'm sick, I have autoimmunity, my thyroid's acting up, my hair's falling out. And then they get into this bad mood and they're like, I'm fat, I can't lose weight on keto or blah, blah. And I was trying to be like tough on her and then make her smile at the same time, which is a talent. And then at the end, she said to me, she said, the Lord brought me to you. I just found you recently. I knew that it was right to book this consultation. And it almost started making me cry because the way she said it, because I'm like just summarizing it very briefly, but the way she said it, just after being so tough and like I couldn't break through that shell, and then I actually broke through that shell, and what I said meant something to her, is the only type of wealth that I need. Okay? Make sure my crazy mother, who is fine, and I'm healthy, and just seeing people get stoked because the light bulb went on. So, yes. When my dollar bills get more, you guys, I'm still the same stuff. I promise you I won't be doing streams with this quality. It will improve, okay? But other than that, I'm always going to be the same. I'm too old to change in that context. Like, I'm not going to digress and turn into a dick. Thank you so much, Christopher. All right, guys, I just wanted to do a quick stream about dirty keto. I just wanted to have a conversation. It's not really a lesson right now. It's not. It's just more of a reminder that you can't adapt on those foods. You just can't. It's impossible. You guys have very complex bodies. We're very toxic. Our liver, like you guys don't know, like if you literally go get your liver enzymes checked or get the function of your kidneys checked, a lot of you guys have crystals in your kidneys, don't even know it. Some of you guys have polyps in your colon. A lot of you guys have quite, like if you have IBS, because I see girls all the time running into the toilet, sitting on the toilet for 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, she's got IBS. Like this is an inflammatory bowel disease. A lot of you guys have candida. We all know you got white tongue and like dandruff, and like women have vaginosis, and men, you guys have yeast too. You got yeast infections within the gut, and no one's talking about this stuff. They're talking about freaking weight loss. Are you kidding me? Seriously, what's wrong with y'all people? Your body is not going to just get lean and keep the freaking gains, right? It's not going to keep the muscle and drop the body fat and get healthy until you address these nasty things that are happening to us. And they are nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. You farting all the time. Your stool is all loose. It's floating. There's food in your stool. And no one talks about this stuff. They want to know what foods and faux keto foods that they can eat, right? And there's some really sweet people out there having channels promoting all this keto porn, dirty garbage. And they don't understand that they're making people sick. They don't get it because it doesn't make money, right? Nobody has to feel bad for me because my channel is humble. If I wanted to make a lot of money, I would just sit there and pump out like all these recipes. I could crush it. Yo, I could crush the game, but I just don't care anymore. Hallelujah! I need some candy to help. Yeah, so that's it. Let me see, interesting. I'm going for colonoscopy next month. Funny you said that. Yeah, because I think a lot of people who've been eating a lot of garbage and people who've got a history of drinking alcohol, because I have consultations like, yeah, I drink a lot these years of my life, or I'm still drinking, or people who are sugar addicts really need to go and get a colonoscopy to see what's going on, to make sure you don't have any polyps. A lot of you guys might have diverticulitis, or you might have inflammatory bowel disease and you don't even know it. You don't even sense it if it's in the intestine. Make a list of, yeah, dirty keto food list, dirty food keto list. So people are like, to me, it's like, well, what do I eat on keto? I'm like, real food? Should I drink pea protein shakes? Why would you do that? Y'all, when man puts its hands on the food and it processes it and then it puts preservatives and junk and makes it into a powder, and then like, blah, it's garbage. The body needs real food, and we're not even killing our food or growing it. So if we're already getting stuff that's been sitting in the supermarket for 3 weeks, and then on top of that you guys want supplements with preservatives in it or keto junk, no. Okay, it's getting so dark in here, I can't stand it. And I know, and here's another thing, you guys, you need to connect with the circadian rhythm. Another reason why I don't like to do night streams is because I have light on me, and I don't want to turn on any lights, because when lights hit my eyes, it cracks me up and makes me awake at night. I just pan on low temperature, literally low temperature, pan fry my organ meats in my iron pan. I got iron, like 4 iron skillets right there, with a lot of butter. Let me see, the doctor said my iron was low, but I changed my diet and I feel better, more broccoli. But broccoli doesn't have a lot of iron. If you want hemoglobin, you need to have organ meats, but that's another thing. A lot of women have low iron and the doctors put them on these toxic iron pills that literally just damage your liver. It's horrible. I mean, it's horrible. In the doctor world of like, don't Google anything, you know, listen to me as I kill you slowly and kill you softly. Okay, guys, again, I don't want to do long live streams, especially at night. People don't like to watch them, and this was just a reminder for you guys to just eat whole foods. You guys know it's fatty meats. It's not chicken breast and tuna and tilapia. It's fatty meats, salmon, sardines, lamb near the rib, pork belly, pork jowl, oxtail for the collagen. And you want to get collagen? Oxtail, chicken beaks and feet, all the collagen parts of the animal. That's the best. If you guys want vegetables, be careful. A lot of you guys have histamine issues, candida issues. Rotate your foods, because I realize people are having a hard time with their blood sugar because they don't rotate their foods. They're just eating eggs. I'm like, don't do that, because those whites will frack you up. Is it possible to have one-on-one via phone? Yes, of course I can have one-on-one via phone. And if you're out of country, then I'll do it on WhatsApp. So, yeah, if you're not in the US. Dry fasting, nonsense. No dry fasting, no intermittent fasting. You guys, the only time you guys need to focus on to see if you have enough enzymes, peptides, and stomach acid to break down food. 1, you need to check your reproductive hormones. So men, are you flat? Do you have a hard time growing muscle? Do you have like a pooch that you can't get rid of? Women, are you estrogen dominant in this area? Is there problems with your menstrual cycle? Do you guys, do you not sleep? Do you crash in the afternoon? Are you tired all day long? I care about those things. I don't care about fasting. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. And I know there's some people out there that I love some of these people out there who promote intermittent fasting, but I don't love them for promoting intermittent fasting. I love them for all the other amazing information that they put out there. But fasting is It's like if you fast, you must rest. You must do nothing because our bodies are so screwed up that if you don't put food into the machine, it thinks that you're starving. So then all of those issues of becoming catabolic, becoming cortisol, the excess production of cortisol start going into effect because you guys are just stress mongers. So don't do it. No dry fasting, no intermittent fasting, no fasting. No water fasting. Give me a food list, please. Do you have one that I can find? It's not hard, Ian. It's super easy. It's like fatty meats. Done. Okay? Cruciferous vegetables mainly. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, asparagus, cabbage. All the crunchy vegetables. Now, cauliflower is not green, but it's in the cruciferous family. Except for green beans, it's not cruciferous, but those are all allowed. And then mushrooms, but be careful you don't have candida, and be careful you don't have an issue with your thyroid. And then so cook your freaking vegetables, but don't overcook them. Um, Spinach, the greens. Did I say kale? No kale. Kale is toxic. And fats, animal fats. You could do pork fat, lard, beef tallow. You can make your own tallow. There's duck fat and goose fat, although I don't prefer them as the main one because they are higher in polyunsaturated fats. Um, uh, Butter, if you don't have a histamine intolerance to the whey and casein. And then would come next the other fats. You have to be careful. It's a high quality olive oil or avocado oil, but that's it. You can use coconut oil for its lauric acid benefits and its antimicrobial, antiviral benefits, but not as a keto fat. I do not consider coconut anything or palm oil anything that's a keto thing right now. It has other things like the lauric acid benefits are good. Oh, wow. Thank you, Terry. That's a lot. Terry just sent off a 50 to the super chat, and I forgot that it's on. So when people donate money, I'm like, whoa, thank you. Appreciate that so much, Terry. And again, anytime that people donate to a super chat, I'm like, people are spending their hard-earned money. So that means they believe in what I'm saying. So it's just really nice. And sometimes you get these horrible trolls, but then when people show appreciation, it's from their own hard work. So then I want to work harder as well. Let me see. What about food containing salicylates? Yeah, salicylates. What about the goitrogens? What about the nightshades? What about the lectins and the saponins and the tannins? What about the gluten? Yeah. It's getting blurry because it's getting too dark in here, guys. Sorry for the bad quality stream. Yeah, so you want to cook these foods, right? What about some of the spices with the salicylates? You want to just go down to salt, the salicylates. Yes. So, plants have anti-nutrients. So we want to prepare them in the best way that we can to extract some of the polyphenols and some of the benefits of eating plants or cruciferous vegetables, which help clear out some of the junky liver that you guys have. A lot of you guys have their liver enzymes elevated. You don't know it. Milk thistle is another great supplement that's really great for your liver late. I don't know if it's a salicylate, but plants have their place. They do. Carnivore diet is really, really designed for people who are just jacked up on anything that's plant source. What do you feel about anti-aging drugs? I think they're garbage. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm 51 years old. 51, full natty, right? Menstrual cycle, 28 days. No, why would you know? Drugs? Nonsense. Now, if you're talking about stem cell research, another thing. A drug? That's ridiculous. That's why we're doing keto, right? Because it's possible that we can lengthen our telomeres and keep us from either aging or aging backwards. Possibly, right? That's what we're looking for in doing a ketogenic diet, not just for stupid weight loss. Now, weight loss is a part of this stupid thing. Not stupid. Weight loss is a part of the obsession. What's stupid is the obsession to be less on a scale. You guys need to measure your body. You need to measure yourself and your character, not your stupid scale number. It's horrible. What has happened to us today? Do you have values? Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're going? Not how much body fat you have, unless the body fat is making you sick because your insulin and your A1C is elevated and your cortisol is elevated. Then it matters. Or you have visceral fat. How about being 25 with a 48 body fat? Yeah, that's really unhealthy. So I don't know what you're looking for in that, but you'd be a really good candidate for the course page because you're going to learn a lot. I don't like to just talk about keto. I like to talk about the body so we can learn together, right? Which is why I did a post yesterday. Spent a long time writing this thing, and I'm writing a book. I spent a long time writing this whole thing about estrogen and its role in the body and how we're being affected by too much estrogen docking onto our estrogen receptor sites, and it's just causing havoc and cancer and lymphatic issues and body fat and liver issues and gallbladder issues, and it's aromatizing men, feminizing men's bodies. So this is the kind of stuff I like to talk about. And when your body's under stress because the hormones are imbalanced, it's really hard to keto adapt. Awesome. You deserve nothing but the best. Thank you, Steph. God bless. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I need to stop because I keep walking towards my camera and seeing my phone and seeing more questions. And I know long streams don't do well. I don't get the audience. People don't like to see hour and 20 minutes and they're like on a live stream. It's like, you want to fast forward through the whole thing. So thank you everyone for joining this chat. Don't forget to go to my Instagram, Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook page, that is just an open Facebook page, is Stephanie the Business, because y'all called me the business back in the day. Stephanie the Business Person, and I have a keto course that you sign up through my website, and I also do consultations, although I think my consultations either have a couple left or it's full booked, but at any rate, if you ever see that I'm full booked, always it will be reopened when the last booking is done. So for consultation, and it is worth every bit of your hard-earned money because I work, and everyone knows this who's around me, I work tirelessly to understand what the frack is going on. And I'm out. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely evening and a morning, and anybody on the replay. Thank you, guys. I was just reading some of the last comments. I'll read them when I get off the stream. Child, you may talk about coconut pancakes. We are not doing it for eat some real food, child. Eat some real food. Eat some liver and some good fat source. That's what you need.